innovative content, global audience.
Hello, it's a beautiful Thursday morning, and we are here live at our SRTV studios in Abuja. Coming to you this morning is a program, Wake Up Nigeria, where we wake you up with interesting, conversations and discussions. I am Ene Iguve.
And I'm Princess Cassie. Welcome to the show and good morning.
Hello, Kes.
And then how are you today?
I'm very fine. That fisherman soup you gave me yesterday. Oh my goodness. I'm still like, I can't wait to go back home and then finish the rest. I enjoyed myself. The shrimps, the lobsters in the soup. Oh my goodness, it's just amazing. If you have not been to Nigeria, you have to come and try our fisherman soup. It's awesome.
And these are some of the things that might just come up on Nigeria Week London.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. In fact, I had a good sleep after eating all those orishi. That is how we call it in Nigeria. Orishi. It was really amazing. But, on a sad note, the Enugu State East Senatorial Labour Party candidate was shot dead yesterday, and his vehicle was burned. And according to the news, Oyimbo Chukwu, the Labour Party's Enugu East Senatorial candidate for Saturday's National Assembly election, you can imagine, just few days to the election,
the pressure is getting
just gone down oh my goodness, and by unknown gunmen as usual.
Of course, it's a sad one, and of course we know that ahead of the election, it's just barely hours to the elections. We know that these are some of the things that will come up, but we really do pray that the security agencies, like they already promised, we do something about it. We pray also that at this point in time, people over everywhere should be careful.
Be careful.
From now beyond the elections, really have to be careful because we don't know who is who at this point.
Yeah.
And they will tell you it's a no government. And we know that at this point in time, the evil people, of course, will want to use this opportunity to perpetrate their evil. So we are urging on people to be careful ahead of the elections.
But how careful can you be?
That is
really?
That is the thing, but you still have to be careful. We know that you cannot be too careful, but just be careful. And we keep saying that. And we know that the security agencies already promised that they are on ground. They're doing everything they need to do. But we really still urge citizens to be careful also. It's really sad.
And the sad part is he was even rounding up his campaign. It's really a sad one, You have gone through all the stress of the campaigns. You have your hopes high. Do we really have to get to this point where we have to kill our candidate, our opponents?
And
allow the Nigerians to decide who they want to be their leaders.
And that is such a cruel death. Such a cruel death.
It's really unfortunate. We pray that God will rest his soul.
Amen to that.
And of course, the perpetrators will be brought to justice. Because the way it's violence, it doesn't just make sense. It's really my feed everywhere.
Come to think of it, these elections, I'm more worried about people over there at the east. I don't know, but I just have this strong, I worry for them. I feel like this unknown government thing going on there.
It's getting crazy, really.
It's getting scary by the day, and I really feel for people over there. Which is just a prayer that God will protect them, and of course the security agencies continue doing their job.
Amen.
These people should be brought to book also, not just letting it go like some of the others.
And then I think citizens too, if you are being used as a thug, if you are being hired, to kill your own people, it doesn't make any sense. You just carry arms and then somebody just sends you. You're learning courses upon courses upon courses upon your entire generation. It doesn't make sense. That is somebody's dad. Aside politics, it's somebody's father, somebody's grandfather, somebody's husband that they have just gone down. You can just imagine the turmoil they have put the entire family into. Nigeria, how did we get to this point?
Politics.
Because I remember once upon a time, Nigeria was a peaceful place, a home for all. You could travel anywhere to any part of this country and feel safe.
That is because people want to grab the power by all means. They want to get there with or without your support, and with or without your vote, they just want to hold on to power. They just want to, get to the top by hook or by crook, like I always say. And it's really painful that days to election, when somebody is already at the almost there, and something like this just happens to cut short the life of somebody. It's really sad. We know that politics or no politics, like you said, is somebody's father, is somebody's husband, and somebody's
It's
probably
unfortunate.
child also. It's really unfortunate. So
Okay, viewers, right about now, we will get to the business of the day with our newspaper reviews, and we will start with the Leadership newspaper. Here are the stories that makes the headline from our leadership newspapers. I will be neutral as I was in Edo, Ekiti, Anambra, Oshun. President Muhammadu Buhari tells Nigerians we really hope. And that story can be found on page 4 of the Leadership newspaper. And the president is speaking in regards to the 2023 general election come Saturday, just few days, just one day to go. PDP focused on rescuing Nigeria, not G5 governors. Okay, and the story can be found on page 5 of the Leadership newspaper. Igbo leaders want votes, not bullets in Southeast. Very important. And this story can be found on page 6 of the Leadership newspaper. Ombudsman, NPO inaugurates 9-man board. Story on page 6 of the Leadership newspaper. Pro-Obi posters will cause post-election violence. APC campaign wants. And the story can be found on page 6 of the Leadership newspaper. EFCC deploys officers against vote buying. EFCC deploys officers against vote buying. Story on page 12 of the Leadership newspaper. That will be all from our Leadership newspaper.
I really like that EFCC deploying some of their
Officials
is against vote buying, because this is something that has been destroying, that has eaten deep into the fabrics of Nigeria, the election process, and it's something that we are really praying that that shouldn't happen this
We're really
coming
hoping,
election. Because we know that, like some people will say, what do you expect when people are hungry? They don't have anywhere to go. They don't have anything to do. At that point, they just want to lay hands on whatever they can get.
Right.
But we're really hoping and praying that it won't happen this time, so that for once we have that free, fair, and credible elections.
We're really hoping. We're really hoping and praying.
So I'll take you through the Nigerian pilots. These are some of the stories making headlines. Presidential poll, we will accept results. 18 presidential candidates signed peace accord, says they will accept results. That is really nice, because I fear for most of these presidential candidates, not the ones involved, but their followers. And that is why I will always ask when I'm able to interview any of them, that what will happen just in case.
They have to concede. They have already signed the peace accord, so they don't have a choice. It is not their decision to make at this point. The choice rests with Nigerians. So whoever wins should congratulate the other.
Wow. Buhari charges them to respect the choice of electorate. Of course. And then we have stories like 24 hours to the polls. NLC directs Nigerian workers to vote Labour Party, on page 7 of Nigerian Pilot. That is it. But we are supposed to be neutral, but I'm just thinking, NLC directing the Nigerian workers to vote Labour Party. Don't these people have their own choices? Are they supposed to be told what to do?
Sometimes we have people who just follow, and then you are just so gullible that you just expect that somebody tells you everything to do. Like, you're in a political party or you're in Nigeria, and sometimes, you just have to wait But I'm really glad that this year is different, Everybody have their own choice. You don't wait for anybody to tell you anything. Yes. You vote who you believe in and you vote for your choice candidate and you vote with your conscience.
That is the way it should be. I think at this point we are not supposed to follow people, be gullible, and then they tell you go this way and you go this way, move this way. People should be allowed to vote
who they want,
and of course with their conscience. So we have a story. That story can be found on page 7. We have another story here. Presidential poll: U.S. not supporting any candidates. Secretary of State. On page 5 of the Nigerian Pilot. I'm just laughing because I know when we see stories like this, I know the U.S. Sometimes when I hear news from there, I know there are people that are straightforward to an extent. And since they tell you that they are not supporting, probably they are not, but and I think it's fair also, so that they are able to judge fairly too.
I really hope they can be fair.
Yes, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
We have another story here. Ensure every Nigerian votes freely, peacefully. Buhari test security chips. That is very important because sometimes, like you said yesterday, you just see some elements, some people coming to the voting point to scare people away.
Yes, cause lots of distraction, noise, and
monitoring elections and all that. So I think at this point, they should be able to allow Nigerians to be free when they get there to do whatever they want to do without fear or favor of anybody. And we have stories here again that says new Naira notes, Supreme Court fixes March 3rd for ruling. We can't wait. We are really tired. The suffering is becoming unbearable.
We really hope the ruling will be in favor of Nigerians.
Yes. Atiku brings back international investors, PCC. These are some of the stories making waves on Nigerian Pilot. So get a copy for yourself and see more of the stories.
Okay. We'll take you through the blueprint and here are the stories that make the headline. Nigerian redesign. Naira redesign, beg your pardon. Anxiety as Supreme Court fixes March 3rd for judgment. 72 hours to presidential polls. Kalu rules out Obi. Says Nigeria not ready for Igbo presidency.
Wow.
That is really absurd, You cannot tell us who Nigeria is so ready for. At this point, it's not about tribe. It's not about religion. It's all about Nigerians,
but
voting who they want. So it's not about Kalu telling us who is ready for who and who is not ready for who. Kalu is, I think, former governor of Ojus or Kalu, Enugu, former governor of Enugu State. He doesn't have Enugu Abia State. Sorry.
Abia.
He doesn't have the credibility, or he's not in the position to tell us whether Nigeria is ready for Igbo governor, Igbo presidency, or whatever. Nigerians have the final say, so it's not.
That's right.
Like, it's not in his power, and we are not religious.
We are no longer in
sentiment or tribalistic at this point. We just want a good leader to rule our nation. So and whoever wins.
If Nigerians decide it's him then.
Yes.
There is nothing.
So there's nothing like Igbo is not ready for Igbo presidency. He's not president of Igbo land.
We have gone past the tribalism, what's it called? The religion and all that. At this point, Nigerians will vote who they want.
We just want a good leader. Yes, whether it's an Igbo man, a Yoruba man, Hausa man, it does not matter. We just want a good leader.
Yes.
Somebody who cares for Nigerians. Okay, claims Wike, that's the rider. Claims Wike, Ikpeazu, Ugwanyi, Makinde working for Tinubu. I will defeat APC flag bearer Saturday, Atiku post. Don't be too sure. Supporters insist Obi remains candidate to beat CSOs. Rate Kwankwaso high. Respect voters' choice. Accept results. Buhari tells candidates. And all of these stories can be found on page 6 of the Blueprint newspaper. Scarcity of Naira threatens $220 billion informal economy. COVID for donating 350 security vehicles. INEC distributes sensitive materials in Lagos, Niger, others. And story can be found on page 7 and 8. NPO names Izezi, ex-NBA boss, Mahmood, others, National Ombudsman members, and story on page 7 of the Blueprint newspaper. 44% of peace accord violations by party spokespersons. This claim was made by Abdul Salami, I think former Nigerian president, and story can be found on page 5. NCP approves MESL as preferred bidder for Zungeru hydroelectric power plant. Story on page 23. You know the story that interests me from all of these front page stories that we've taken today is the fact that the president is actually taking a neutral stand.
Of course,
it doesn't matter if he's on the platform of the All Progressives Congress. At this point, he's the president of all Nigerians. So, like he says in his opening speech when he became president, I still remember very well, I am for nobody and I am for everybody. So at this point, the president taking a stand, he has to be neutral. So whoever wins, he congratulates him. Whoever loses, he ensures that they keep to the peace pact that they have already signed. So that will be all from our Blueprint newspaper.
And I'll take it off with the Punch newspaper. We have stories like INEC distributes elections materials as Buhari meets security chiefs. President Buhari warns INEC security against failure. Hand over 12 billion security equipment. Politicians stockpiling old notes to buy votes, EFCC chairman. You see that story on page 18 of the Punch newspaper. Atiku Abubakar, the man whose time has come, PDP. That is the main caption of the Punch newspaper. And then I like this story of Buhari saying that means we're actually on course, on track. That means the election is holding. And because, of course, a lot of people already traveled. As we speak, people on your way traveling home.
The city is already scanty,
Because you could see, yes, on our way to the office that the roads are lonely here and there. And so that shows that Nigerians are actually ready and they are willing to vote this year. Of course, before somebody would just move and start traveling to the east, the north, or the west to vote, you should know that people are really willing to bring in a leader that could resolve this continuous perpetual issues we've been having.
Yes.
And so it will be a joy, of course, that's come on Saturday. We have the elections as peaceful and as credible as we've been praying for.
That is what we're hoping.
EFCC chairman also said that politicians stockpiling old Naira notes to buy votes. Of course, it's this coming from the EFCC chairman should show that we've said it before, and that is why we know as pressing as this Naira issue is. We think before now they would have supposed this issue of old Naira note would have been a thing of the past.
But Nigerian, they keep dragging and going back and forth. But it's a good thing that EFCC was actually deploying personnel to ensure that there's no vote buying,
no vote selling. That is a good one because we don't want things of the past to repeat.
We don't want anybody to rig this year's election. We just want allow the election to be free, fair, and transparent. And this has to do with the candidates because we know you have so much money. So please do not tamper with the electoral process. Allow Nigerians to make their choice of who they want to be their leader. It is our choice to decide who will rule us, who will lead us, who will become our next president. So please, do not hamper the election process, please. It's an appeal. I'm making it on behalf of my fellow Nigerians.
Of course. And we concur to that appeal. We just want peace on Saturday.
We just want to go and vote in peace.
We want peace. Everything should just go well. And then we'll be happy. Is a prayer. So, and then you move on with the Nation newspaper.
Okay, over now to the Nation newspaper. Here are the stories that makes the headline. Accept results, avoid acrimony. Buhari tells candidates. Accept results, avoid acrimony. Buhari tells candidates. Story on page 30 of the Nation's newspaper. 2 days to go. Don't vote for them. Please vote for Bat. This is a very bold statement, you know. This is a very bold comment. This is a very bold one indeed. And the story can be found on the Nation newspaper. Why I seek your mandate to be president by Tinubu. APC candidate writes Nigerians. 155 North Christian leaders pledge support. Alake opponents will be shocked. 4 parties, 5 governorship candidates backs beat. Tinubu says why he wants to be president. Well, we hope you Nigerians, are in tune with your reasons to become president, because at this point we are done with politicians just coming to their word salad, promises.
Talk is cheap.
Of course, they come and just tell us what we need to know, what they want us to hear, and they keep repeating and going back and forth. But at this point, well, Nigerians be the ones to decide. So whatever you say, just pray and pray very hard. And Nigerians are they actually agree with you. Supreme Court fixes verdict in Naira redesign suit for March 3rd. And that would be all from the front page of the Nation newspaper.
And then I'll take it up from there, from Daily Trust. We have stories coming. At final peace accord signing, Buhari urges candidates to accept election outcome.
Makes sense.
They don't have choice, they will have to. They shouldn't make any trouble. We have stories like Security Council to INEC, go ahead with the polls. That is what we have been begging. We shouldn't hear anything like postponements. Sensitive materials arrive states. And we have other stories also. Nigerian elections matter to the world. This is coming from the US. So that means that, of course, we know that the whole world
Nigeria is a powerful nation.
They are
very, very powerful nation. Like Nigeria is a powerful nation, and we are rich. We have all the natural resources. What we need is good leader. We just need good leaders to govern us. That's all.
To implement things
to make things work. Nigeria is so much important. The global community knows this,
and a lot of people also look up to Nigeria as
definitely.
So we really do hope that this election will make it different.
We have the population, we have the market, we have the manpower, we have everything. What we lack, good leaders.
And then we have another story here saying NNPP accuses DSS of intimidation in Kano State. And of course, we have the main caption of the day, Atiku Abubakar, the man whose time has come, coming from PDP. And that will be all from Daily Trust newspaper today. We also have This Day newspaper, National Security Council, election we hold as scheduled.
Definitely, you can't just, it's just 1 day to the election, so they better not do. I know in Nigeria our leaders can just do and undo, but at this point, please do not try to cancel our elections. Okay, viewers, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back.
SR TV. Innovative content, global audience. SR TV. Innovative content, global audience.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us, it's the program Wake Up Nigeria, and we've been bringing you back-to-back newspaper reviews from national dailies. And right about now, we're just getting started with this day newspaper.
Yes. So the National Security Council says elections will hold as schedules, and I really do. I'm very happy because I'm glad that the election is still holding, because a lot of people have traveled, like I said, and it wouldn't be fair on their part that you travel and then you have to stay beyond the time you're supposed to stay, or be doing something else there. So that story is also saying police probing some governors for allegedly inciting violence. And we have a US harps on peaceful, free, fair voting process in Nigeria. PDP, PCC condemns attack on TV, radio stations in Rivers State. All these stories could be found on page 45 of this day newspaper. Yes, I think the attack on the media should stop.
I think it has already been said. The police have promised that there will be maximum security for journalists that will be covering the election. So we really do hope. And we really do hope. And I know NUJ have, done a lot of things to ensure that the journalists will be deployed. Because without journalists, you said we are the heartbeat of the nation. We make the world go round. We make everything go peacefully and everything. We are the agenda setters, so we need to be there to report everything.
Also.
So we need to be on ground to ensure that everything go well. Nigerians are well informed. There are some journalists who will be sleeping at INEC offices, and it's a lot of sacrifice.
I know this.
A lot of sacrifice. So safety has to be, well guaranteed.
I had to go and sleep close to because I didn't want to sleep at the office, so I had to sleep somewhere close to the office. I knew the process of getting to the office, the process of working throughout that day. It was so stressful, and of course, at some point, something happened that day. Also, I got a lot of bruises. We were being chased, and then I think that at this point they have to really, really be sure that journalists that will be on ground that day should have a maximum security.
And aside that, too, I want to say this to the journalists.
They should.
No story is worth your blood,
yes,
please. You shouldn't become the story.
Yes.
So when you see whatever it is, you should think of your safety. In as much as we want to report every fact and everything and all of the stories, we want to break these stories. Don't become the story. So take care of yourself on the field.
And also report fairly. And sometimes your conscience should not be bought. Don't sell your conscience because you are thinking, after all, I can just this is the means to make it. I think at this point, every journalist, the Nigerian society look up to journalists. I
think at this point everybody's tired. Nobody wants to go and cover up anything. We just want something free, fair, and transparent.
I watched a video the other day. Was it not somebody that was saying that? A lady was saying that this point, when she gets on Saturday, she will go at any person that gives her the highest money, she will vote for the president she's in. She's not interested in this whole vote with your conscience. She has been dying, she has been suffering, no food. Her children they are starving, so nobody should tell her what to do. So we still have people with such mindsets.
Those kind of people, I think sometimes we need more sensitization.
I understand you, but I'm thinking that we should be able to talk to these people, to journalists also, to make sure that while on the field they should do what they are supposed to do. Don't forget the ethics of journalism.
And if you're thinking of just collecting money from politicians to vote whoever gives you the highest bidder, think of the next 4 years, mortgaging your future, because after collecting that, how much will the money be? It will even be up to 100,000 naira. And okay, if it's up to 100,000 naira, take it to the market. What can you buy? So you can only feed your family for just 1 or 2 days, and then your entire 4 years or 8 years is mortgaged already. So think about that, and then you do the right thing.
At that point, even the politicians won't care about you because they know you've paid already. So it's of course you carry it yourself.
We know now we are Nigerians, so vote wisely. Nobody's going to tell you who to vote, but vote wisely. Vote with your conscience. We cannot overemphasize that.
I'll take the last story from this day newspaper. Naira swap over 5 billion naira yet to be returned to CBN, says EFCC boss. That story can be found or seen on page 5 of the This Day newspaper.
Okay.
This naira thing is
It's becoming unbecoming.
Even
Can't we,
serious.
in this country, Nigeria, can't we ever make a policy without anybody interfering with it?
It is well.
Especially, ASU was on strike for over 6 months. We didn't get this level of protest and then fighting back from our leaders. Everybody was silent because it none of their business, none of their children are schooling here, so it didn't affect them. But because money is involved, everybody is agitating, everybody is angry, everybody is people who have stolen money, embezzled so much money to keep in their houses to use for vote buying, and now coming out to say, oh, this is not going to favor me. But children, students were at home for months. We didn't see a single governor, challenging the federal government. Kogi State governor didn't come out, even as a young person, the youngest governor, in our country, Nigeria. He didn't come out, to drag the federal government to court. But because money is involved, everybody is agitated. I didn't hear Rufai's voice when students were on strike.
Because it has nothing to do with them. They don't care.
Their children are not here, obviously. So they are somewhere in Saudi Arabia, somewhere in wherever they are, studying. Well, it's unfortunate, the kind of Nigeria we live in. So, viewers, we'll take another quick break, and when we return, we return back with a guest who will analyze some of the stories that we have read out to you. Stay with us. Calling. Welcome back. If you just joined us, it's the program Wake Up Nigeria. And of course, it's another beautiful Thursday. It's very sunny here in Abuja, the Nigerian's capital city, but very cool here in our SRTV studios. And we've been bringing you lots of stories, lots of interactions. We want to keep you updated with what's happening across Nigeria. The general election, the optimism, the hopes are high. Everybody, the expectations, Nigerians are getting ready to march to the poll. And right about now, we want to bring you a guest who is Dr. Emmanuel Ekwemalo, is the election management consultant for INEC, and we want to hear from him how prepared INEC really are for this year's election. While we try to connect with him. Okay, I think we are on now.
We're on with him.
Okay. Hello, good morning, Mr. Emmanuel.
Doctor, how are you doing?
Hello.
Good morning, doctor. How are you today?
Fine, good morning. I'm okay. You?
I'm fine, thank you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good morning, doctor. Pleased to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that is Dr. Emmanuel Ekwemalo. He's a consultant. So right now, doctor, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay, doctor, we just want to know, I believe Nigerians as well want to know, from the previous elections we've had in Nigeria and this year's election, what can you say is really different, coming from INEC? Do you really think INEC is ready to conduct a free, fair and transparent election?
Yes, INEC is they're really prepared. And I must tell you, from the previous elections, this year election, 2023 election, is so different. And this is the first time I would give kudos to INEC. Their preparedness is top-notch. As I'm talking to you now, INEC is fully prepared for Saturday, for the 25th of February. And as of yesterday, they have started distributing materials from Central Bank. And everything is on course. Everything is really ready. But I must say.
Okay.
That is really interesting because it won't be fair. They were having some side news here and there that the election, people were actually urging that the election should not be postponed. And of course, a lot of people traveled also for this cause. So it will be fair that the elections comes on Saturday, free and fair as well. hoping for. I know that you've been on training course for some time now, Doctor, over there. And how's that going, the process and all that? How are you managing situations over there? And of course, we know how that part of the country is, the East. We know the issues there. Like we got a report this morning.
Yes, of the Labour Party senatorial candidate for Enugu East who was shot dead. Like, how are the people managing this situation? How are they accepting the situation? The tension, I know at this point people will be afraid. So, what do you think can be done to really, help people
Not to
cope
scare
and
people away Saturday.
Well, I'll tell you, people are not really scared. They're not scared. This is the first time I see Nigerians having this zeal to come out and elect their leaders. This is the first time I'm seeing Nigerians anxious.
Wow.
Yes, there have been issues for the past 2-3 years in the East of killings, burning of both government facilities. But I must tell you, people are really ready. They cannot wait for Saturday to come for them to go out and perform their civic duties. And nobody is deterred. Nobody is deterred. Everything went well. The trainings went well. The preparations are going on well. And everything is on course. These are distractions here and there. And it's unfortunate for those who lost their life, but I'm telling you that on Saturday you'll be surprised that people will come out in mass. People have been predicting there will be voter apathy, people won't come out. No, this time around, they are really, really ready and prepared for these elections.
That is nice. That is lovely, That is lovely. So if you were to advise Nigerians and the security agencies, what would you think they should do at this point ahead of Saturday's polls?
Yeah, the security agents, they are really on top of the game. They are really doing well. So far, so good. The way we expected is not the way it's going. Things are calm, except for what news we are hearing of what happened yesterday. But for the past 1-2 weeks, 3 places have been calm, apart from Anambra.
Interesting.
We'll be hearing news. But security agents are really on top of the game, and by God's grace, on Saturday there might not be any issue anywhere.
We pray so.
Their food and come out peacefully. So my advice to people is just to come out and vote. So their vote will count this time around. Their vote will count this time around. This is not the way elections were before. Their vote will count this time around. Every INEC has really made it so possible. And this is the first. This is one of the things that we are surprised that these innovations can be achievable.
Wow, that's really interesting. That is interesting because we know that with the situation on ground there, we were actually hoping that will not scare people away, and of course that will not hinder the success of elections over there. And I want to ask you, Doctor, I know a lot of people traveled to different parts of the country to vote. Of course, a lot of people have to go to their state to vote. And talking about these Naira issues, the swap, do you think this would be a hindrance in any way? Because I still have a lot of friends here that say that they are not able to travel, they don't have money, they can't access your monies here and there.
Yeah, it's true. The issue is affecting everybody, but so far so good with what I'm seeing and what we know. More than 85 people or 85% of people manage to go to where they registered. And as I'm talking to people, really in their various localities, to vote. But I'm not sure the Naira swap issue will affect coming out to vote. People are more serious. They are more anxious. Like I said, it's the first time you see people, not because of money or anything, or not because of they are willing to vote their choice.
So you right thing for what?
Okay.
Yeah, so money is not affecting the coming out to vote. But it might affect people that are supposed to travel from far to where they register. But so far, so good. 85% of people I know, they manage to succeed.
Okay, doctor.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the optimism and with the attitude of people, what do you think this would mean for the Nigerians' democracy and for our electoral process as a whole?
Yeah, the electoral process is working. It's so lovely. This is the the opinion or the views of people is overwhelming, and it's nice. You know, 99% of people are really happy with the exam process, happy with INEC. And with the new innovations now, they are really happy that this time around their votes will count. So everyone is optimistic that come Saturday, 25th of February and 11th of March, things will go well as planned.
We'll pray that it's going to be a new dawn for Nigeria come next month. And also, I wanted to ask you before you go, we know that some of these sensitive materials have been distributed across the states. Tell us about your state.
Have you gotten the materials?
Any there?
Yeah, yes. The whole states, the whole 36 states are for the FCT.
Okay.
Materials have reached down everywhere. By later today, they will start distributing to local government.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's amazing.
They will start distributing to local government. So party agents will come out to Central Bank, the direct officials, they will come there, assign each local government their own materials, and it will move.
Okay.
By the end of today, every local government should be ready for Saturday.
Wow. That's interesting. Any last messages, sir?
My last message is God helping us Saturday with 5th, we'll vote candidates of our choices. And God will help this country. Nigeria will be great again.
Amen. That is what we all want. Yes. It's been a pleasure, working with you, Doctor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you so much for being part of the show. We hope we can do this again some other time with you, hopefully.
Thank you very much.
And while you are there, please stay safe.
Stay safe.
Please stay safe.
I will.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Thank you so much for all you do over there. Thanks to all of you over there
who are working to make Nigeria better.
We are grateful on behalf of Nigerians. Thank you so much. Have a nice day, sir.
You too.
Okay. That was Dr. Emmanuel Ekwemalo, election management consultant for INEC, and of course you've heard from him the optimism in the faces of Nigeria, like the minds of Nigeria, the fearless attitude. At this point, we are not afraid of anything. We are not afraid of gunmen. We are not even afraid of the people who want to come and rig our elections. We are ready to make our next president, and of course we know, by the grace of the Almighty God and with our own vote, in fact, it will count. Our vote will count this time, and we'll be able to vote a leader that we can believe in, a leader who will see our sufferings and lift the burdens from our shoulders. Cassie, like
just hoping and praying. God, I love the way the man was speaking. That shows that. They've been saying that they sit at home over there, the East. These people saying they might not go out because of the fear of the unknown government. But with what he just said, that shows that people are truly tired.
Of course.
People are truly, for once they want to do what is right. And then that fear of, I'm not voting, after all, my vote will not count, I beg. They will still rig.
And then the involvement of young people in this year's elections. And then for the first time, the federal government was smart to have shut down schools. About now, all schools, both secondary, primary schools, and then the universities, they closed down yesterday. All students were asked to vacate, so that parents can be with their children can be with their parents. When you have your kids at home, it's a whole lot. It gives you that sense of happiness and joy to know that all my kids are safe. And then it will reduce, in the past we see that they use young students as thugs, political thugs. But at this point, when your kids are at home, you can monitor their movement and where they go to and what they do. Of course. That was a smart move from NUC and from the federal government.
Yes. And I think also that even these days, I think parents also, even the youths, I am so happy, like what you said, I'm more keen and I'm happy about the fact that the youths are becoming wiser by the day. We know that
we have always been wise.
Yes,
we are just bringing out the wise.
We're becoming wiser by the day.
Exactly.
We are at that point when we know that you cannot use me. Go and bring your son from abroad. Bring
because
your daughter to
the people that have used, what have they gained?
Nothing.
They've not gained anything. They've not benefited anything.
I remember then in Warri, to be precise, one hotel like that they were having this political rancor battle political parties. The thugs were having issues, and the Algas were inside or probably somewhere. But these guys from 2 different parties met, and they threw this guy from the 12th floor or the 11th floor.
You can imagine.
Down. The guy was like I couldn't look at that picture. I actually went to see him at the hospital. I could not look. I just walked away.
And the person you're fighting for is somewhere.
I couldn't write the story because I was too emotional at that point, and I could not even write that story that day. What I saw, and the guy became paralyzed immediately. He couldn't up to I think he's no more. He couldn't talk. He was pouring at speeds, and then the body got shrinked immediately. He was flown to India, be whatever, and he died on the process also. So I'm even saying that people are becoming wiser, because at the end of the day, these people, you want to kill yourself, or you want to. And another advice I want to even advise the youth: don't become enemies because of political parties or their.
That's where I was going. What I was going to say, because you see yourself fighting for Atiku, Tinubu, Peter Obi, and then the next day you see them at a dinner, at a banquet, shaking hands, hugging each other, drinking wine. My goodness!
They are all in the same WhatsApp group, like we will say. So don't fight for them.
It's just a game and a ploy. Don't fall for any politician in this country. Because greedy people who don't care about anything.
They don't care about you.
They don't care about you and me. They just care about their pockets and what they can gain.
I heard of Saturday elections where
don't go there arguing. I am this, I'm that. Just
like I always say, don't go there and be camouflaging. Don't wear any face cap. Don't wear anything branded for them. Just go there neutral. Cast your vote
and go home. The security agencies are on ground to protect our votes, to monitor whatever we need to be monitored. We have international election observers on ground. We have different election observers from different faith groups, from different, accredited election observers. So don't go there and do what nobody said. Your own is to go and vote and go home. Don't go and stand somewhere and cause trouble. One gunshot, you are gone. So don't go there and be fighting with police security officials. Cast your votes, go home. That is what you have to do. Go early, get accredited early, and ensure use your index finger when it's time for voting and thumbprint on your choice, party. The person you're voting for. Vote with your conscience. Vote the person that you know that in the next 4 years, if he becomes president, you will tell yourself, you can beat your chest and say, yeah, I voted for him. I vote. Even if your choice, candidate didn't make it, but at least you know, I didn't vote for this person who became. Of course, don't sell your conscience. Don't sell your vote. Be, real at this point. Be real. Be original. Like if you're going there to vote. After we have been praying, Nigeria is a praying country, we have been praying, but right now it's time for you to vote. Don't stay inside your room and say, I'm praying, I want to pray and ensure that, we get it right. We can't get it right without your votes.
Because even the priest
ensure to vote.
Days ago said it, your prayers without going to vote is useless. That is coming from a priest. You cannot be more religious
than the Pope.
Or the Pope. So you have heard it.
Even the Pope has wished us well to go and vote.
You have prayed, go there and do your part. Vote your conscience. Don't sell your vote. You are way beyond that money, that gift, that bag of rice, that's 10,000 or even 100,000. Your 4 years is more than that. So vote right.
And of course, we'll still give you the tips on what you need to do. When you're going out, don't forget to go out with water. Very important.
Yes.
While you're waiting for, to be accredited, you need water to keep yourself hydrated. You can, if you have a car and you drove to the, to your polling unit, you can go with extra bags of water, to give to others. Go with snacks. You can go with extra. It will go a long way. At this point, we just need a united Nigeria. We need people who we can be united for just one common good. We are all working towards the same thing to make our next.
And now people are really
leader.
Optimistic.
So
they are willing. So
go with snacks. Casey, I trust you. You can go with the whole,
You know me now.
With a basket full of snacks,
everything.
Yes. Okay, and then wear comfortable clothes. Ladies, I know you like to slay everywhere, The Instagram babes. This is not time for it, though.
It's on a serious business. Let me use our pictures so everyone will understand. This one on Saturday is a serious business.
I mean, you don't have to go there wearing high heels and
You don't need high
don't
heels.
need
It's possible. Wear a sneakers. Wear trainers. Wear canvas.
You can even go with a short
Fine.
knicker, whatever it is
Yes.
that makes you comfortable. And don't forget your sunglasses or a face cap that can, shield the sun, away from you. And of course, for those of you that likes to use your cell phones, if you have a power bank, it's important so that while you are there, you can be chatting with whoever it is you're chatting with. And of course, don't go there and start using your cell phones to make
On
videos.
securities personnel.
It's not your job. We have enough journalists on ground to cover
Yes.
whatever that needs to be covered. So don't go there and provoke anybody trying to video. It's not everybody that wants to be video, that wants to do whatever they have to do. If there is a fight and you have to get first-hand information, do it with wisdom. They say wisdom is profitable to direct.
That's right.
We can't overemphasize all of these things,
And so just before we go, I'm going to remind us again about our Nigerian week.
London. Go there, eat. In fact, I ate fisherman soup yesterday. For that alone, when I'm telling you, oh my goodness, I cannot forget that soup in a hurry.
Are you
It
serious?
was amazing.
You're talking about this soup.
Cass gave me that soup. She brought the soup, and when I went home and I was eating it, I was like, "Oh, Cass, you are a blessing to this generation." I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the shrimps, the lobster, everything about fisherman soup is healthy. And when it's made, by Nigerians. Oh my
So you
goodness.
can imagine what will happen come Nigerian Week London.
Mm.
We have a lot of events already piled up for that event. We have the fashion show, we have the music show, we have a film,
Of course.
mini film festival. We also have other things that will happen there. A lot of food, people will showcase their food, cultural dances also from different cultures.
Wow.
And then, it's going to be fun.
If you have not been to Nigeria and you've not watched that cultural dance, you'll be missing a lot.
This is this is a
We
way
have
of show.
we have the richest heritage.
Colorful,
In
also
fact,
colorful.
Mm.
So this is a way of showcasing all of the world, our cultures and all that. So be a part of
For upcoming,
the
talents.
artists are talent
It
and
gives you that
everything.
international global
Yes.
platform to shine.
to showcase
So
yourself.
take
you
advantage
should,
of it,
You should be part of it. And also, let's not forget the SRTV face. It's just
Mhm.
online registration for 500 naira
Only
So my beautiful girls, who on a day, come and show us
what
your
you've
beauty,
got.
what you've
And
got.
stand a chance to win lots of ambassadorial
Mhm.
deals.
That's right.
Don't wait and be told. Take advantage of it.
Take advantage of
Be
it.
part of it.
Be part of it.
You will
guys.
come, you will see, you will conquer.
And we still have a position for second and third position.
Yes,
So
lots of consolation prizes.
So be part of it. Just 500 naira, like I said earlier, to register online. Send in your age, your picture, your state of origin, and that's all. And to be part of it. Wow. And it has been a fun morning.
It has been a wonderful Thursday morning. Bright day.
I'm particularly happy about the fact that the elections will be holding on Saturday still. And the reports we got from, of course, Dr. Emmanuel saying that people are just willing this time around. It's not going to be business as usual. That is something really consoling. I'm happy.
Indeed.
I'm happy that
It
people
is.
are no longer in that place where they can be controlled, whether by a group of people, elements, or whatever. They just want to, for the first time, do it.
Everybody wants to be part of something. And that is what we have always been praying, and it's happening here in Nigeria. Our democracy is getting, it's growing by the day. Our electoral processes are becoming, better and better and better. And now Nigerians are taking it by force. We are taking everything because this is our country.
Even the Bible
We
said,
cannot continue to allow,
kingdom of God
suffer violence and the
and
violence take it by force.
force.
So this time around, Nigerians, we are taking everything. In fact, we are taking our country back. It's not just an election.
Yes.
It's a battle
beyond
to
that.
reclaim Nigerians' glory.
It's going to be a new dawn.
Yes, we want to reposition Nigeria where it is as a giant of Africa. Nigeria has come, in fact, it has always been the giant of Africa and to continue to be the giant of Africa. Nigeria, in fact, when it comes to the international community, Nigeria is the greatest black, it's not one of the, it has always been the greatest black nation in the world. Quote me anywhere, I will say this.
That's right.
To anybody,
You're
and even
correct.
amongst the other countries, developed countries, Nigeria, they know, even the US knows that Nigeria, oh my goodness, let me just stop there.
Wow, it has been a fun morning. Thank you so much for being part of the show. We'll do this again tomorrow.
Thank you,
as usual.
Kes.
And thank you, Ene, for
More
being part
fisherman
of-
soup.
Don't worry, we'll do that later. Thank you for being part of the show. We'll do this again tomorrow. And do have a
Sure.
nice day. I'm yours truly, Princess Cassie.
And of course, I remain Enegube. Do remember to stay safe, drink a lot of water to keep yourself hydrated. From all of us, and of course, don't forget to thank the men and the ladies behind the cameras. My beautiful lady there, and the beautiful young man, and all the wonderful, crew in Nigeria, in London, and everywhere. We say thank you for, job well done.
Thank you so much. And always remember that as you go out on Saturday, I want you to go with this mindset. We will always repeat this. Champagne for a few or good water for all. Have this at the back of your mind when you go to cast your vote. Have a nice day.
From all of us at SRTV, we say
Bye.
bye.
Ladies, are you ready to shine? Here's a golden opportunity for you to show the world the queen in you, as the second edition of Face of SRTV Ladies Edition is about to begin. What are you waiting for? Register online with just 500 naira and stand a chance of winning a cash prize of 100,000 naira and the deal of becoming our ambassador. There will also be consolation prizes for second and third place winners. To register, kindly pay the registration fee and send your name, age, picture, and state of origin to this number 0906